Got him. Now, Tank. Now.
Welcome to your doom. Sometimes maybe good.
Like every time I see you grab a drink, I'm like, oh yeah, I should. Fuck.
This is apple juice.
Oh, dude, I think I have apple juice
It's
upstairs.
apple juice, and I'm wincing from the apple juice.
It's weird to me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sitting there. I was telling Tony, I'm like, it's been pretty much 11 months since I have done a podcast sober. So
Yeah, you're doing that, huh? It's because it's November, huh?
Well, I mean, and to be fair, I feel like I kind of zhuzhed it a bit because we did the 100th episode in November. But I mean, I was like, I'm definitely fucking drinking on the 100th episode.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Okay, so you are
So
so
probably-
you're sober for our 101st.
101st. Yeah.
episode.
This is podcasting 101, Jake.
Ah, I see what
Yeah,
you did.
there you go.
I guess the jokes will still be bad. I mean, so
You should take a break from that.
no, I'll drink your part for
Yeah.
you. Like I don't know if that's
You
the
feel like
opposite. It's
You
how do
feel
you
like an alcoholic pregnant woman? You're drinking for two?
and like sitting in solidarity. Oh, there.
Come on.
I like. Anyways, welcome to the Non-Essentials
Okay, yeah.
podcast. We are on episode 101.
Yeah.
We've crossed the threshold. So I don't know what that means.
3 digits.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
weird.
But if you haven't seen our 100th episode recap, we had a blast, and then I thought I gave myself a ulcer with a fucking
God.
spicy chip
You want to
challenge.
go right into the spicy chip?
We might as well talk about it. Like, if you haven't watched it, you can watch us die on YouTube.
Yeah, it's only like 12 minutes.
No,
I
it's
think,
pretty
so.
quick.
Yeah, but man, Jake did not do well with that.
Well, don't get me wrong. The spicy part,
No, you
was
handled
awful. It was awful and
But
fine,
but the aftermath.
dude. The aftermath was the real
It was
spicy
like
chip challenge.
It was honestly like it felt like a knife twisting in my stomach.
It felt like Drano practice.
Yeah,
Like I was
Drano practice.
Yeah, just like a little bit of Drano. Like, no, it turned into like full blown panic attack for me because I'm sitting down here like, what if I really just like aggravated an ulcer I didn't know
No,
about?
I knew that Jake. There was nothing that Jake needed other than quiet time alone.
I was trying to time travel. I know how to drink too much in a ball. Like,
Yeah.
you just blank the world out.
I know. Eventually, I was like, "Hey, Jake. I know you don't want help, but here's a thing of yogurt in case you want it, and here's a blanket. I'm going to bed."
Yeah, I think I yelled at you. Like, I was like a dementia old man. Just
I do have to say though, I think that one of my favorite parts of the video is how they go.
yeah.
Where's the baking soda?
Where's the baking soda?
What did you say she turned into this
Larry
week?
David.
Yeah, she turned into Larry David. Where's the baking soda? Yeah. So yeah, if you get a chance, go watch that. Let us know how much of a pussy I am.
I still feel
appreciate it.
bad that TJ basically maced himself in the eyes.
Yeah, he touched his eye.
And then I remember Rochelle. I was talking to Rochelle afterwards. She goes, I just remember like looking at you, thinking like, how was he talking? I can't form an actual sentence in my head. It's so hot. Like she was in so much pain. So I wanted to say that I made myself puke aggressively, and I basically did like an engine flush because I went after nothing else was coming out. I went to the sink and I drank more, and then I just kept doing it. I just like filled my belly up to like you can puke more, and it was like, you know what? It was like wash, rinse, repeat,
You see, I tried doing that, but I was like Ron Burgundy, where I was like, milk was a bad choice. Like, because I had, that whole stupid thing where milk, and I guess it helps a little bit, but the problem is I just made a vat of spicy milk.
Yeah, it was just like blue barf.
Yeah,
it was like I like how that was it. How do you say it? Packy,
I think.
pack, like Pakai or whatever.
Yeah.
I like how they have like the Heisenberg approach to like no. They have blue tongue, it's legit.
Yeah, it was smart. Yeah, it also tasted. That was the biggest sin. It tasted awful. Like it was just.
Yeah.
I can remember the taste very vividly. It was hard to edit. I just kept getting like phantom pains. Anyways, my name is Jake Regretful Bussy.
Oh, yeah. I'm Adam. I'm ready to do it again. I'm ready to get hurt again.
Yeah. Actually, we can go right into like I wanted
to address something really quick.
Sure.
So, you had said something that was interesting to me. While you were doing it in the throes of pain,
Okay.
You had said that tree shrews
Yeah.
are the only other mammal besides humans that.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. So I did a little bit of research into that. Are you ready for the Animal Planet moment?
Is it probably bullshit or is
No,
it? Oh,
it's
okay.
right. No,
Sure.
you're correct. So, listeners, if you're not sure what capsaicin is, it's basically it's the thing that is spicy. right? When you eat any sort of spicy anything, and it's essentially it's a plant's chemical defense against potential munchers. Right. Now Jake is correct that that tree shrews can just hammer the other mammals that can just hammer down like spicy peppers and everything else, right? But I do have to make one slight correction. They don't actively seek it out, but what they have is they're just indifferent to it.
Oh, okay.
And the reason being is because this is due to a single mutation. I'm just going to read this verbatim because it says a single mutation in their TRPV1 gene, right?
They don't have a tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But no, but what it is, I mean, like layman's terms, that there's a single mutation in their genes that decreases their receptors for capsaicin sensitivity.
Sure.
So and the interesting thing about it is that
caps or capsaicin sensitivity. Got
well, no, like all the other. Well, it's kind of what's cool about it is that because you got to think, no other mammals are eating this stuff because they can't.
Right.
So that means it's a plentiful food source.
I guess that's
for
true.
the tree shrews.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's an evolutionary thing. And then I started thinking like, what other animals are okay with spicy things, right? And I'm gonna let you guess. They are cloaca owners.
Oh, birds.
Yeah. You already knew that?
No, but cloacas are birds, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and dinosaurs too.
You could have guessed. I guess you could have guessed bird or
platypi.
Fish. Yeah,
or what?
Platypus. Yeah, that's a mammal. But no,
I don't know what that is.
So I guess birds are immune to the effects of capsaicin as well. And then I
got chickens. We're gonna try this out. Let's
do it.
We have extra chips.
I honestly kind of wonder if they would make a spicy egg. I'm not really kidding.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Just
is that eggs in purgatory?
Like pre-season your eggs?
Yeah.
But I have to say, this cracked me up. Okay, so it said the birds cannot digest pepper seeds. They actually get to spread the plants like long distances, because obviously they fly around and shit.
Sure.
But then I got to quote the article. It said, conversely, mammals tend to be poor at spreading seed. They usually don't get very far before passing them.
Yeah, because we get that shit out quick.
Just imagine it's just like, oh no.
Yeah.
So it goes out one or both holes.
No, if there's an express train, capsaicin is the fast pass.
Yeah, it said people consuming capsaicin can experience mouth and irritation, pain, and burning, along with intestinal discomfort. Yeah.
I never read the whole instructions. That's my problem.
It can also lead to chest pains, heart palpitations, and in an extreme case, even heart attacks. Eating large amounts can induce vomiting. Especially if you stick your fucking finger down your throat to get it out. But dude, I felt, like I said, I felt like better 7 minutes later, man. I wish I should have just burped you like a baby.
Yep, I would have appreciated it. Since actually you hit a bunch of the next thing I wanted to go into. So I had made a would you rather, and like you said, winter is upon us, and I've already had my first wipeout of the year, which was incredible on the way over here.
Okay.
So it was, would you rather eat another one chip challenge,
sure,
or shovel your driveway, and sidewalk after a heavy snow in a Speedo?
I'm going chip, dude. I have a corner lot. Do you know how much sidewalk I've got?
I thought for sure you'd be like Speedo, no problem.
I'm not, dude. I'm not going to be out in public going to Speedo in the winter. Do you know what? Yeah. You know what the cold does to dicks?
Yeah. I think I could just combine these two. I would just eat a chip in a Speedo and lay in my front yard and melt all the snow.
I was going to say you just turn into the Human Torch.
Yeah,
flame on.
Yeah, this would be 2 birds with 1 stone, man.
Well, I mean, honestly, it would just be you riding around making snowmen.
Yeah.
Or snow angels.
He's making snow devils. Yeah. Of course, I also have the other option where I can just force my kid to eat the chip.
Yeah. Child labor.
Or shovel.
Or child abuse.
Well,
I like how Jake's found there's like a Venn diagram.
Yeah. No, Apple calls it child labor. So, I got a net outside his window.
I was just gonna make that joke.
It's a trampoline from the backyard. Get back in here. You got shoveling to do.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I guess speaking of tech. But so there is a group out there that may be filled with even bigger super fans of Elon than Jake can be.
Ooh.
Yeah. They've decided to honor Elon in a very odd way. Are you familiar with the phrase, this person is the GOAT?
Yeah.
You know the GOAT? Listeners, if you don't know what that means, it's an acronym. It stands for, the greatest of all time.
Right.
GOAT.
Right.
Now, they consider Elon the GOAT, right? And so what they did is they created a giant statue of Elon's head on the body of a goat, and that goat is riding a rocket. Now that rocket, it gets a full boner, right?
Yeah.
And because it's on a tractor trailer.
I knew this would turn into a religion.
Yeah.
Like I knew it would. It felt like that for a while.
Yeah.
He just doesn't write
Jake,
sci-fi.
actually, for the YouTube viewers, like maybe, I don't know, here.
Oh yeah, I'll put the picture up. It's
Here,
bizarre.
which means he's gonna throw it up here. I'm just gonna point everywhere, like the chaos symbol.
Sure.
There you go.
Okay.
Point at it. He's gonna find the one geometrical angle I didn't do. Right there. Piece of shit.
I'm the goat. So.
Yeah. So, but I like I said though, this thing is so big that it has to be transported on a tractor trailer pulled by a semi. Now the super fans are planning on taking the statue to the headquarters in Texas.
Okay.
Okay,
Like to the bottom of the mountain
No.
to pray to God. This is getting really weird.
No, I feel like it's almost like a Trojan horse move.
Yeah.
Because like other Trojan horses, this thing also has an ulterior motive. So basically they're considering this. Are you looking it up? Like the picture? So they're considering this basically a giant meme token. Okay, and what they're trying to do is they're calling to attention this new cryptocurrency. It's called the Elon Goat token, or if you're looking it up, it's a money symbol, then an EGT.
Sure.
Right? And so it's almost like a big advertisement thing, a publicity stunt. But
So they made an NFT.
yeah, exactly.
We've come full circle. This is.
I think this is a fungible token because
Right.
it's a physical thing. But no, so they, I don't even know if that's how you'd call it.
That's close.
But they'll need to pay. I hope this publicity stunt works for them because this thing was not cheap. It was like $600,000.
Holy smokes!
Yeah. And I looked at the process of making it. It looked pretty interesting. And it took like a year to build. And it was like 700 hours put into this thing.
Okay.
And listeners, I guess if you haven't looked it up, and I just want to give you like a mental visual as far as the size of this. Just the head alone is like 5.5 feet big or tall. Mm-hmm. Okay, this thing is enormous. But they plan on delivering it up on November 26th, which means that hopefully by the time we do our next episode, we'll have an update on it. I don't know. And I guess like Musk is like, he's aware of it, but he's yet to respond to their invitation.
Hope he throws it right in the trash.
That would be really funny. I honestly, my first thought was like, you better have a fucking bomb squad. Like,
Yeah, you can't
check this thing out.
You can't reward this behavior,
I mean?
man. The next one's gonna be made out of poop.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So anyway, so that's there's been a ton of Elon stuff with Twitter and everything else. People are losing their fucking minds.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. I did hear an interesting story, or at least a conspiracy theory about that.
About
About
Elon with Twitter?
About Elon buying Twitter. And
okay.
this is like in no way substantiated, but I'm going to go ahead and propagate it
Hell yeah.
in another source. But it was a good counterpoint. But they said, oh, I don't have my hat. I don't have my hat. Fuck.
Uh-huh.
But basically
now
they said
they can read your brain.
They said the purchase of Twitter was, he also owns Neuralink. And basically there's no better like data stream than the history of Twitter to feed your AI. So essentially like the information from Twitter can basically take the hit of Twitter falling apart anyways.
Oh.
It's like two birds, one stone. Like I'm sitting there like, what if he's just crashing it on purpose?
I mean, I honestly...
Like he was not a fan of it to begin with.
I had a conversation with somebody like earlier today about it because they were trying to say like, oh, like look, you know, like for somebody that believes so much in free speech, like he's really being a crybaby. I'm like, fuck that shit. And I don't fucking, and they were trying to say that I was like riding Elon's dick. I'm like, I don't fucking care about Elon.
Yeah.
And I don't care about Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, like I honestly think that if Twitter crashed tomorrow and Elon lost $44 billion, I my first thought was like, I wouldn't bat an eye, but I was like, no, I'd probably bat eyes laughing, you know?
Yeah. But I also look at it like when there's a thing going on now where it's just like you have to be on a side, you have to be on a team. Like actually my son came up to me, is like, and he was kind of like, oh yeah, Elon's bad now. And I was just like, why? And he didn't have a good answer. And it's because kids are good picking up at this undercurrent. And I think all that, like, you're supposed to hate this person because we all hate. That's fucking mean. That's mean girl
it's
shit.
Blind, it's blind tribalism.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's like we all joke about Elon a lot on here. But it's like, I just think it's kind of silly, the whole thing. And he's been a constant source of making me laugh. He's like a comedian who's never been on a stage.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's definitely entertaining.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
it's like,
and
what's he gonna do next? I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah, no, I will say that I'm enjoying, that the fallout of Twitter right now because I honestly felt like it was just this polluted cesspool echo chamber of like thin-skinned crybaby bully bitches.
Right.
And I can't think of a better way to say that. You
Well,
know?
I do think it is impossible to correctly like police what people say, and I do think it's also amazing that people are amazed. Fuck, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm confused. People are confused. He's firing people.
Yeah.
Like
He's laying the big dick down.
When he bought it, people basically cut their own heads off. Like, you can't talk shit about your boss in the real world. I'm sorry, I don't care what company you work for.
Well, no, and that's the thing too is that I was like, dude, how are you gonna like? People were like, oh, he wants freedom of speech, yet he's firing people for saying anything negative. It's like, you freedom of speech means you get to say it, but you don't get to have like a blatant public insubordination towards your employer. I'm sorry, that doesn't work that way. You know,
it's like, I hope he is dashing it against the rocks.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it. I think it'd be hysterical. So,
but like, and on top of that, if you're like, he said you can't work remotely anymore, which is kind of like, that's another way of just firing people. I don't think he means it, because Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco, which is, from a retail standpoint, the most expensive place in the country. It's like $6,200 to rent someone's garage to live in every month.
How big is this garage, though?
Exactly. So basically saying like, hey, you got to come into the office to work. People that are like remoting in from Idaho, they're like, oh, I guess I'll just go and complain and quit instead, and they'll fritter off to. They'll get picked up by some other tech company.
Well, and that's what he said. I mean, granted, it was laced with sarcasm, but he's like, you know what? He goes, these geniuses will be able to help some other company instead.
Exactly.
You know, so like, I don't know. I mean, and I would think that like, there's going to be enough people hating Elon and enough people hating what's happening that they're going to be scooping up all these smart people anyway.
That's true.
It's basically Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, that's true. He's scattered.
You know what I mean?
Actually, I just saw my notes here. Let's do a hard pivot.
I'm upset that you didn't laugh more at what I just said. They're scooping up all the scientists, man.
The political scientists?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm making a joke.
Yeah.
Poli-size.
All right, I see. You're not drinking, so you're much quicker than I am. So let's see if you can get a catfish.
Oh,
how about that?
Okay.
Let's test the acumen of a sober man.
I'm not very. I don't go fishing a whole lot, except for compliments. Unless you don't think I'm very good at it.
You're fat.
Ah,
This is the wrong hold of fishing. All right. So,
wait. Before you do that, you just reminded me of a cool, interesting fact. Do you know when you and this is real. This isn't a joke. But since you said that, you know how like there'll just be like a random pond or random body of water that's not linked to other bodies or streams or anything like that, but there will be fish in it.
sure.
Do you know I've always wondered like how the fuck, I'm not talking like stocked by humans,
Sure.
right? Do you know how it is? How that can happen? I just learned this recently and it was fascinating to me.
I have a vague guess. Is it something to do with like birds and fish eggs?
It's not a vague guess. He nailed it. So basically,
you just said it with the seeds, with the capsaicin, right? That's how they
Exactly.
spread that.
And so-
yeah.
and
These
so-
birds' feet just dig into everything.
Well, no, fish eggs can actually survive through a duck's entire digestive tract. So like ducks will eat up fish eggs and stuff like that, and then fly off to another body of water, shit, and then
So they're
basically stock the fish.
So they're a caviarch. That's the best I'm gonna do for a while. That's pretty good.
quacktastic.
Yeah, I felt it. I'm like, oh, it fits. It like clicks. It's like the puzzle piece. It works.
Anyway, so I don't know. So I'm sorry to derail your catfish, but I thought that was super interesting. It like kind of answers some questions for me that I forgot I had.
So number one, fish eggs in a small pond. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Okay, so new listeners, if you don't know what a catfish is, and I've had somebody complain, like, man, you guys always have to explain what it is every time. I'm like, yeah, but sometimes people tune in for the first time.
Right.
Imagine if we just teed off with like, so what do it?
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a little game, and Jake has written 2 fake articles.
Yes.
And he has a real one. I have to guess which one it is. And I love when you guys play along. I love when you guys basically, I don't know, or live Elon tweet me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I kind of like creating the fake ones.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's pretty fun. So,
All right.
I like theming them. Did you theme it?
Yes, but it's super obvious.
Okay.
It's
All right,
fish
let's hear it.
eggs. No.
Okay.
All right. So number one.
It's a work of caviar.
There you go. That's a lot you can do with that word. All right. So anyways, number one, a Wisconsin surgeon is now offering jewelry to be made from the discarded bones of operations. Number two, A Wisconsin butcher has been arrested for grinding raccoons and possums roadkill into sausage products. And number 3, a Wisconsin nurse amputated patient's frostbitten foot without permission.
Okay, so I know I've seen like weird shit on Etsy with like a toe bone inside like some resin.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool.
But the second one, what was it again?
Wisconsin butcher has been arrested for grinding raccoons and possums.
Those things are lousy with like, I mean, we've been eating from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
You've been raccoon meat.
That's one of my
Charlie.
favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Those things are lousy with
Yeah,
parasites.
you probably got a tapeworm.
Yeah. Okay, so we got coon meat, right? And I mean that I feel like that would just explode with tapeworms.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then what's the last one? Oh, the impromptu surgery removal.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I know that they'll let. I mean, because when I got like the plates and screws out of my hand, when the second time I broke my hand, they let me keep that stuff. I don't think that they would like make it into jewelry for you, but they would let you keep it. So, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Like,
Or they're not. There's not like a somebody with a fucking a medical doctor like, oh, what ring size are you?
I think there is. I mean,
All right. There's always an exception.
I remember I still have my wisdom teeth. I remember I woke up from getting all 4 of them out, and the drugs were still heavy, and it was like
Those are just spare
wallet.
parts
It was
now.
like wallet, keys on. It was wallet, keys, and then a napkin with teeth, and my brain was like, those are all mine, and I put them in my pocket. And I remember getting a ride home, and I like was like, what is this? And the drugs wore off the mouth, and they'd be like, oh, that was probably not mine to keep.
Yeah.
And I was laughing, thinking like they were probably looking in that room for a while.
Okay, let me ask you about number 3. So number 3, the nurse, without permission, amputated a frostbitten foot.
Yeah.
Now, was this at a hospital, or was she like they were in a cabin and they were like snowed in or something like that? Or it doesn't say.
It's just what the headline said.
Okay, so I think I might go with that one only because I could see like the urgency of it, like these skin cells are in necrosis or something like that. And,
Sure.
like it needs to be.
Sure. Okay. Audience, what we got? We got a
2?
2,
It's going cool.
2, and 1. Okay. So all right, the answer is a Wisconsin nurse. So good job. Maybe the alcohol is the lack of it is paying off. A Wisconsin nurse has been charged with
never drinking again.
allegedly amputating a dying patient's frostbitten foot without his consent. A witness told authorities that Mary Kay
fucking
Brown,
wrecked.
38.
Yeah.
What's that?
Get fucked. You're dying. I'm saving your life.
Well,
Isn't that like there's got to be some sort of like not Good Samaritan law, but there's got to be something to cover that. It's like I'm saving your fucking life. You
I think he was
idiot.
dying at hospice because what had happened is apparently he had like fallen in a home or something like that, and his heat was off, and he like fallen, broke his foot pretty badly, and so he was in a heatless home for a while before paramedics got there, and he got taken to like hospice, like kind of hospital care.
So you had like the Mr. Deeds like Blackfoot.
Yeah, and it was like pretty much already amputated, but there was. I think when I read the article, it said she basically needed like gauze scissors just to whoosh, whoosh. But the reason she was going to do it, and this was a funny bit, because in Wisconsin, it can't just like, this is what we do. It's awful here in the winter, so we make jokes. And so she was going to apparently taxidermy the foot and put it above a door at a school or something like that with a sign that says, "Remember to wear your boots, kids." That's dark humor that I appreciate a lot. And she shouldn't have done that. But I
Well,
appreciate that she did.
I would think that like
So-
or it's probably a decent like way to measure, because if you have it up there, you know that like the doorway is bigger than a foot.
Sure. Okay. I don't think that's the
whatever.
takeaway we should do with this. But so, anyways,
All right.
yeah, keep your socks up in Wisconsin, I guess.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna go right into something that we kind of touched on. Renee touched on episode 100.
Sure.
She was talking about the different climate activists.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
Like gluing themselves to
Yeah,
shit.
we're like just doing
Yeah.
certain things to be provocateurs to like gain attention. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
So I thought this is entertaining enough to mainly the punishment I think was entertaining enough. But a 23-year-old climate activist threw an egg at some members of the royal family in England. As a condition of his bail, he must also stay 500 500 meters away from King Charles now. So he was accused of attempting.
Oh, so this was recently. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just did this. So he was accused of attempting to egg Charles and Camilla.
Sure.
Right, as they were walking down the street. Now they did say this. They said,
Dude, that could have killed him. You see how old that guy is? Holy shit.
it's like the egg cracks them.
Yeah, I was like, dude, the egg is fine.
Yeah. No, it did say that King Charles and Camilla, they were glad handing with the locals.
Glad handing? Oh, is that just shaking vigorously?
Yeah, just like- yeah. I was sitting there
Dude,
thinking
I'm
like,
fucking glad hand myself once in
like-
a while.
damn it.
Did I take your masturbation joke?
You did.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
So pretend he didn't say that. I like that term. I do a lot of glad handing myself.
Oh,
Fucking
it sounds
piece of shit.
much more
Okay.
regal.
Yeah. I've got a few minutes before I have to leave. Glad hand myself. So the eggs missed the couple though, right?
Okay.
They hit him. But part of his sentencing, it also included that he is now banned from ever carrying eggs with him.
What?
Unless he's at a grocery
Who
shop.
fucking forces this shit?
Dude, English law.
All right.
But so that guy, that 23-year-old guy from now on is, unless he's grocery shopping, is not allowed to ever have eggs with him.
For what it's worth, I appreciate the caveat there. It's like
It is funny. I mean, this is also the place that was like the guns are illegal, and then I feel like knives are illegal. You know, they're just like
Sure.
making like everything. So it's like, oh, fucking eggs, illegal eggs now.
yeah, like they just like pre-scramble
No,
them
it's
for him.
from-
Like there you go.
Yeah, no, it's from like V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Have that song stricken from the record. You know, like,
Actually, that feels like Mel Brooks immediately, like
Yeah.
the Holy Grail type
Yeah,
punishment of like he's no longer allowed to have eggs.
eggs. You know,
Stupid,
yeah.
stupid. Who has a king still?
Right. Well, okay. So, it's funny you say that because, and well, you know, like this guy, obviously he should have thought out, like his plan was about as well thought out as like the potty pants hand gluers at the dealership, at the car dealership
Yeah.
recently, you know, but like King Charles has been a big advocate for climate activism for and awareness for decades.
Sure.
So it's like you're like swinging at the wrong target here.
Sure.
You know, but
Wait, that's why he threw eggs at him?
yeah.
Okay, he was just attacking anything close.
He just exactly. So, but
He
and-
said the Louvre was pretty far.
Yeah,
that's all that happened here.
He's
There's
like-
a tunnel you got to go through.
well, it's just funny that you said like who, you know, because he goes, this is a quote from that guy. He goes, people were ripping chunks out of my hair. They're spitting at me. People lost their minds. He claimed, I did what I did because I don't believe in kings. I believe in the equality of all people. He said, however, it didn't bother him because he knows what fascism is and this is what it looks like, you know.
That's like the battle cry of someone that just wants to be obstinate.
A contrarian.
Yeah.
No, but I am like, I don't know why, but my brain went to this dumb area where I was just picturing like years from now, he's got like, you know, a crazy ex-girlfriend who just like plants eggs on him.
Oh yeah. He's
Just
he's packing.
Yeah, just like hides half a carton underneath the driver's seat.
Can you imagine
You know,
being
like,
like what you're in a cell with this guy? Like, what are you in for? Like a baker's dozen. some dumb shit like that.
I tried to throw an
Yeah.
egg at the king's
Yeah.
tradesman entrance.
I was egging the king on. I was.
Humpty Dumpty,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh fuck! I don't mean to like go back in time here, but I just realized we do have to go back to Twitter because I do have something here that I forgot about. So
If he could turn back time.
exactly. So when when Elon basically made his changes, did you see all the stuff with the? I didn't. So I'm not on Twitter, but I had to read up the blue check, the blue mark, the blue. Which,
Yeah, I do. I mean, only because of memes do I know that like you have to pay $8 a month.
Okay, so it's
to be verified. But I did also read. I looked into this a little bit. I guess like if you were whomever before, like people were being like extorted. Did you know this?
Yeah.
People were being.
That's what I wanna go
legit-
into.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because
Sorry. I'll let
basically,
you-
because with Elon,
I was just like, oh, fuck you.
yeah, it was a new source of revenue, but it was like the internet was the internet, and so people basically was like $8 a month to pretend to be a company. So one person changed their name to Lockheed and Martin, or Lockheed and Martin, you know, the people that build like the F-35 jets, and you know, basically, and it was like. The tweet they put after getting the $8 blue check was, we're not going to sell any more weapons to Israel or Saudi Arabia. And it immediately crashed the stock price,
Oh my god.
which is hilarious to me
Yeah.
because it's like people were mad at Twitter for that. I'm like, that means people were getting their stock advice from Twitter.
Yeah.
That means the stock
man.
was overinflated.
You were giving stock advice.
Don't take a pot. If you have, like, listen, say out loud the reason you lost money. And if it sounds stupid to you, maybe don't take that advice. You're like, I invested because I heard it on a podcast.
Yeah.
Do you hear how that sounds? Do you hear how it wasn't on?
This is a special one. This is Investing 101.
Yeah. No. That they
Episode.
own pieces of the moon. Do you understand the credentials here?
One of the guys is a sir.
Yeah, it was
I'm a
very
lord.
very high. So there was
in Scotland.
there was another one. It was
Part of
called Eli Lilly, which I thought it was. I'm like, someone told me this. I'm like, who's Eli Lilly? They're like, Eli Lilly is
He invented the cotton gin.
yeah. Well, it's it's a pharmaceutical company, and
Eli
they
Whitney.
make insulin, right? So they got the blue check, and they're like, hey, all insulin's free, and their stock price plummeted immediately. So I don't know.
I'm not against it. I
Like-
think it's funny, but I mean, to me, it makes me want to buy all their stock up.
That
You know
is
what I mean?
that is the thing.
Like-
If you knew it, they had to suspend this because it became like an insider thing. You could immediately make money if you knew you could just crash it. So it's like this is the stuff that's hilarious. Get on board with us. Love Elon because I kind of think he was like, watch this. This is gonna be hilarious. The internet's gonna come in and
Well, I did see
even
that he
Doja
was,
Cat. Like, do you know what Doja Cat is? It's a singer. She's got a few songs, but she changed her name to like Christmas because they had made it. You could change your name, and then they froze changing the names. And at first she was like, fuck you, Elon. And then she was like, actually, Elon, I need help with this. Because she's like,
saw
I don't
that.
want to be Christmas forever.
Well, no, because I
Yeah.
saw somebody who's like I only know this because I saw somebody who's like, I have Elon, please help me change it because I'm in a bad predicament because he
Yeah.
named it. His name was like King Big Dick or
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah. And you have to be like, listen, I was being funny, but I made a mistake. I don't want to be King Big Dick forever. And it's like, that's the
Maybe
beauty.
Prince Big Dick.
That's the beauty of the absurdity of the world we've built that we all love to yell about. It's still on the internet where you could still, fucking secretly go to Pornhub and watch weird ass, I don't know, milking porn. Which is leading into my next recommendation.
To get milked?
No. So
I've got nipples, Greg.
anyways, I haven't recommended a show on this in a while, but I came across a show that I love. Slightly to do with milking porn.
The hand job tale.
No. The show is called Dave. All right, it's on Hulu, and it's about a rapper named Little Dicky.
Okay.
I can't speak highly enough about this because it's a song, it's a show about basically a white Jewish rapper who's a real rapper named Little Dicky who's insanely talented.
I gotta say, like, and do you know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Seinfeld.
Thank you. It's Seinfeld in the music. You're exactly right.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's Seinfeld in the music industry. It's he's really him.
It's playing him doing his real life,
Yeah.
day to day, whatever.
And it's one of the most high-minded concept. Like, here's the
I'm
thing.
surprised you.
No,
I guess
that's how
interesting.
I great minds, and I've been drinking. You haven't, so I'm great mind when I've been drinking. But what it is, it's I agree fully because it's like the very good self-awareness because his name's a dick joke. He's a great rapper, but he raps almost exclusively about stupid shit. And on top of it, I swear they bring in different directors to direct these very, very high-minded concept shows. It reminds me of like Breaking Bad would have different directors for each episode.
Okay.
So it's on Hulu.
Are they noticeably different?
They are noticeably different.
Okay, so because like for listeners that don't know, Jake and I we work together.
Yeah.
And so I'm usually up front, and he'll be in the back with the customer, and they'll
Yeah.
have shit playing. So like, I mean, I hear stuff,
Yeah.
like shouted here and there, but yeah. So I've been able. It's weird because I watch a lot of TV, but I
Yeah.
don't watch any TV. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? Like I'm it's always on.
And
always
that's the thing,
around it.
like, I've
but,
listened to a few
But then
times.
I'm always like, the I'm like the shitty girlfriend at the movie theater. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
What's going on right now?
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Yeah. So anyways,
He's mean. I don't like him.
it's nice because it's also on Hulu, which is pretty accessible by everybody. But yeah, it's called Dave, and I
Right.
recommend it very highly.
So your movie or your show recommendation is Dave on Hulu.
Yes.
Okay. Well, can I do a little follow up here on another Little Dicky?
No.
He's actually a big Dicky. So you were talking about Daryl Brooks.
Big Dicky.
A few episodes back. He's
a big dick with a little dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You want to go into it?
Which part?
Just quickly who he is, because I want to read what the judge said.
Okay, so if you're not aware who Daryl Brooks is, here in Wisconsin, I think just under a year ago, he basically drove right through a Christmas parade. How many
Yeah.
people did he kill? Was it like 6 or
Something like
7?
that, yeah.
But he injured
I like kids too.
injured countless others.
With his car, just a piece of shit.
And if you're not aware of it, he was the guy that was representing himself and was just a motherfucker on the stage to the judge. And the judge has infinite patience. And you got to watch this guy just be an idiot. The absolute embodiment of the phrase, he who defends himself in
Has a
court
fool for a
has a
client.
fool for a client.
Anyway, so I thought that we should hopefully end his chapter on the podcast since Jake has talked about it in the past. But the Judge Jennifer Doro, Daro.
I see, like, she has, if you haven't seen it, she had infinite patience, and I even seen people dressed up like her for Halloween.
That's
Like
intense. Yeah.
just
There's your cute couple's costume.
right? Yeah. She's a judgy bitch though.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, this is what she said about him as she's sentencing him. She said, there are many times, good people do bad things, but there are times when evil people do bad things. There is no medication or treatment for a heart that is bent on evil. Child trauma, bipolar indifference, physical abuse of a child, or childhood trauma did not cause Darrell Brooks to commit the acts for which he was sentenced here today. Some people, unfortunately, choose a path of evil, and I think, Mr. Brooks, that you are one of those such persons.
God, she's hot.
I was like, hell yeah. Like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, I like it when,
I hope
like,
she was like naked under the robe and just rubbing her nipples as she said it, because she put up with this asshole for a month.
man,
Just-
that was,
That's fine. Why is that not fine in judgment? She waited for her moment just to. She gave him like 1,700 years too.
yeah,
like
he got a lot.
Yeah, he got enough to finally shut up. No, it was glorious. It was, but also like she did it.
I don't
She
know.
had enough patience to navigate it in a way that he couldn't
She
find
did-
a way to declare a mistrial.
Exactly. Well, I think he was trying to do that.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to do some wacky shit to get a mistrial, and I think she was like just swatting away.
Yeah.
You know, nope.
No, just
So.
she nailed him.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed him. So I thought I'd play a fun little game real quick just to bring us up out of
Sure.
that.
Yeah. I just wanted to give a
Yeah.
cap off to that his story.
Oh yeah,
since-
yeah.
Okay. So
Like, fuck him. We know where he's gonna be.
yeah.
I wanted to say we got Thanksgiving coming up this week, and I saw a fun little game, but it's called Ruin Thanksgiving in 4 words.
I fucked that turkey.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a cordon bleu turkey. Or whatever you call
Come in blue.
it. Yeah. I had we brought vegan turkey, but
Yeah. Well.
you didn't bring virgin turkey.
No.
All right, you fucked my game up.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
How about you guys?
We also fucked that turkey.
Yeah.
Did you see the VR headset thing?
I'm sorry.
Your dad showed me his penis.
Your dad showed me his. That's a.
Clap it out.
Yeah, that's longer than his penis.
He's
That
a
would
Ri-
that would
he's a
ruin,
Riley.
would ruin Thanksgiving though,
Yeah.
definitely. But did you see the VR headset that
Oh, that'll kill you?
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of listeners wrote this one
Yeah.
in. This is a good one. So it looked like it had like 3 spikes into it.
Yeah.
And would they just like shoot bolts into it or
It
something?
was like 3 charges. It basically
Yeah.
turned you into a cow.
Yeah.
You know, for slaughter.
like from No Country
Yeah.
for Old Men.
But-
Would you hold still, please?
But what's I guess what's interesting about it is the timing that he released it. And
This is like dying in the Matrix. It's like-
well,
right?
it
If you die in the Matrix, you die
so
for real.
I looked it up because I was like, why would he? Because this is actually, do you know who the guy is? His name is it's Palmer Luckey is his name.
Sounds like glad handing.
So this was the guy that I guess invented Oculus and sold it to Facebook.
Okay.
Like I remember watching this kid. People were laughing at him when he's like, I'm trying to make Oculus, and he did it. And then Facebook bought it from him for like $1 billion.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it came more like
Yeah.
I'm trying to invent some Oculus.
No,
guys.
no,
Just some goggles that you put on, and you should just be in a different world, be a different person, and get to keep your lunch money.
I wish he sounded like that, but he actually looked pretty cool.
Ah, damn it.
It was like
All right.
it was like God damn fuck. But and so it basically said like the military was talking to him about like camera systems on drones and
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
see that.
So it was kind of like people thought he was done with like VR, and then he just released this like fucking picture that just says if you die in the game, you die in real life, and I guess it's a real thing. But he said like, listen, I figured out the part that kills you, but not the rest of it. Yeah, but I kind of think it was maybe like because Facebook had just posted that they had lost $100 billion in the last 13 months. And the thing is, it's like, I have an Oculus. I personally love it. I love that Facebook. And here's the thing is, Mark Zuckerberg is actually turning me to where I'm like, he is losing his ass creating Oculus. And it's a pretty cool thing. If you haven't tried it out, I highly recommend it. It's a great product. The problem with Facebook is this Facebook is trying to be Facebook, where they're like, It's only going to be our thing, and that's wrong. And so I kind of think this is in a response to the recent losses because Facebook had to lay off like 13,000 employees. And Mark Zuckerberg put out this thing where he's like, I assume full responsibility for it. And I could fix Oculus's problem. I can fix Facebook's problem. Stop putting your fucking face on Oculus.
Yeah.
No one wants to hang out with you. He's like, I'm going to be MySpace Tom. You know, it's like,
It's like pictures of him like leaning back with like whiteboard.
yeah, it's like his stupid fucking avatar. It's like, stop, dude. It's a cool thing. Stop putting your face in it. You're a redhead.
Yeah.
Like,
That's 2 episodes in a row that he's maligned redheads.
I have a bit of it in me.
Yeah.
I'm aware, but it's like, and so like, I think the timing is interesting at the very least. This guy that has nothing to do with VR forever, watching his baby just get bastardized by a guy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Zuckerberg's doing the right thing and the wrong thing at the same time. He's investing heavily into it. He's empowering creators to make fun stuff, but he's also
doesn't
like
make a spruce moose.
he's trying to be Steve Jobs at the front, and it's just like, dude, just fucking be the guy behind the curtain, man. You know, like hire it out, outsource it. No one likes you. They think you're a lizard. Like, what are you doing?
At least an android.
And it's like, it's so frustrating because it's like, fuck, dude, take the hint. And he's still like, I've been the CEO for 18 years. And, you know, he's doing all the right things, but it just like looks stupid because he's like, it's right to be like, I'm the one firing you because I made the mistake. It's like, but you made the mistake because you still need to be involved. At some point, just fuck off into the sunset. You know?
I mean, he's a giant fucking nerd. You know, like there's no way around it. Let's get us off this before he takes down our page. So
What? Well, the thing is, it's dying anyway. It's like Facebook's dying.
Yeah.
That's why they're like, it's not Facebook anymore. It's a Meta.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay.
well, we recently got to Meta very intense.
Oh.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about this.
Sure, let's do it.
It's not privilege info.
Yeah, no. So Jake and I, we occasionally will work security at the Comedy on State in Madison, Wisconsin.
It's literally, if you haven't been to Comedy on State, it is, and I'm not joking here. I'm not being hyperbolic. It's one of the best clubs, at least top 5 comedy clubs in the nation. You're so lucky to be this close to it. You will see the best comics.
Number 6 is the Chirp.
Oh, yeah. But, like, you will see the best comics in a small venue. Because the thing is, like, we were at Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer fucking crushed 2 shows in a row in front of 300 people. He's normally crushing in front of arenas.
Amphitheaters, yeah.
And amphitheaters, with amphitheaters, comics have to slow down. They don't get to interact as much. With 300 people, it was fast. And he was fucking with people. It was fantastic. So.
It was really cool, too. Well, I have to say, like, you know, because I had to basically shadow him. I was up in the green room, you know, just standing, like, right outside. And, you know, just hearing him chat and stuff. He didn't really acknowledge me. I mean, I was doing my job. He was probably just, like, respecting that. I kind of thought, because, like, other times I've been there, I'm like, okay, yeah, well, I could see why they wouldn't talk to me. Like, they're just, but, like, I thought that he'd be like a wild and crazy guy.
Yeah.
And just, all right. But, like, he didn't really acknowledge me. But I was like, I'll still be respectful of his privacy. Because, you know, like I remember I was like, well, I'm close enough to hear him fucking fart, you know, like a lot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I won't say anything about that, like on the podcast or anything. But then, like, later on in the middle of the show, he's talking into the microphone, entertaining everyone, and then stops, holds the microphone up to his asshole, farts a very loud fart.
It had bass.
Yeah.
Like,
very loud fart into the microphone. Brings him brings the mic up to his nose again, sniffs it, and keeps talking, telling jokes. Right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm bringing that fart up. You know.
Yeah.
But no, I thought he was super funny, and it was really cool hearing him like just work stuff out. He said he's doing a special pretty soon.
He was like tuning up for his special
or something, right? Did you say Omaha, Nebraska?
He's going to Omaha to film it.
Yeah, so I guess there's going to be a new one coming down the pipe. I want to give another. We haven't done a tip of the hat in a while.
Okay.
Okay. I want to give a tip of the hat to a Toronto restaurant.
Okay.
The reason why I'm doing this is because this company, this burger joint, they have renamed all of their burgers and sandwiches so they can be written off as business expenses. Okay. Did you see this?
Yep.
Okay. So, for example,
What do you mean?
For example, if you want to order a cheeseburger, it's actually the cheeseburger is called a basic steel stapler.
Okay.
If you and so on your bill, when you're writing, if you write it off on your it says mini dry erase board. It's actually just a crispy chicken sandwich.
I get it.
Are you getting it? So wired earphones
get
with
it.
mic is a vegan burger. A silicone keyboard cover is a build your own burger.
I mean, that makes sense until
That's
you.
kind of a genius.
That makes sense until you're buying one stapler a day.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
The IRS is like, you use one stapler a day, but like you wouldn't imagine the documents. I go
Yeah.
through.
Is it a red line?
Yeah.
Is it Milton?
No, that's
from
that's
Office
extreme.
Space.
I mean, it's
pretty
a
funny.
clever gimmick, but it's kind of like, did they have a lot of accountants in there?
Well,
I mean, like,
I want to at least say this though. I noticed something recently on my credit card statement because I went down to the Looking Glass downtown Janesville.
yeah.
And for some reason, at least on my bank, whether if they meant to do it or if Looking Glass did it, but I was looking at my bill and then it had like different topics or genres of different purchases that I had.
Sure.
Under Looking Glass, it said health and fitness. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, mental health. I mean, we had a good time down there, right? So,
I guess.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
that's-
I have a. Go ahead.
I didn't know if I was going to bring this one up. Let's get gross. Because here's the thing. It's gross, but it's not an uncommon theme on this podcast.
Cloaca. Poop.
No, I don't think a cloaca could do this.
Fart.
Okay. All right. So let's jump right into this, so to speak.
Vagina.
No. A 79-year-old Japanese man managed to get a 90-inch jump rope stuck in his bladder.
Yes. A lot of people wrote this one into
90
me.
inches.
Dude, and how old is he?
79.
That is, listeners, check on your grandparents. They are putting things in their pee hole and they shouldn't be.
But that's the thing.
Playing double dutch with the fucking nurse next door.
This is the thing. He got the whole thing in. It wasn't like, oh no, I'm playing double dutch and I got to get out of here.
Can you put the, for YouTube watchers, can you put like the image somewhere?
I did. I looked up the x-ray and I was concerned about the bladder, but also his spine. So they showed the x-ray. The x-ray was not a healthy spine. I think it was trying to offset the pain of
Yeah,
his
he's got 79,
his
79 years old.
fucking herniated disc, or as they call it, herniated disc.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just, you know what I'm thinking of, honestly? I know it wasn't this, but you know those, like the jump ropes that I'm sure we all had in gym class. There's like just hard chunks of plastic.
Yeah.
Like
No.
hard beads.
It wasn't like the fucking the Jamaican
sure
door
it's-
beads or something.
Yeah,
like that. Like,
yeah. The beads that all the girls have.
Yeah,
like
the
when they
blue
come
and
back
white
from
ones.
Spring break.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Jamaica?
Yeah.
Would have never guessed.
Yeah, no, this was much more probably like vinyl rope-ish or something.
Yeah.
But it was, if you look up the X-ray, it is coiled like a ball. And I think like I love that he went
At
in
what
there.
point do you stop though?
The thing is, I think there was a point where he couldn't get it out, and he's like, I'm not gonna go in there with half of it out of me. So he shoved the rest in, and he's like, my bladder hurts. And then like during surgery, they're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
because they were like,
But like, I mean, I think that you could kind of just gently worm it out. No.
yeah, but it's kind of like that USB cord. It kind of like gets a knot in it. So it's like Christmas lights, but in your bladder.
Oh man. You just go bungee jumping with it.
Yeah.
You got something for us?
I think just in Japan, you jump in front of a bullet train to get rid of this. Hey, do you got the picture? You got the
It
picture?
is knotted up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Put that one up.
Ugh, it looks like a tapeworm that is
Yeah.
indecisive. So, like,
Looks like a tapeworm with a stiff
it looks
back
like a Nokia game of Snake.
that you lost.
But yeah,
Oh, my God.
So he went into surgery, right? And they basically were like, yeah, the surgery is longer than we think. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it turns out it's
Yeah.
not a stone.
Yeah. So anyways, Grandpa's Day was busy.
Yeah, please check
Yeah.
on your grandparents.
Oh my God. So I don't know. I'm about out of.
No, I have a I've got a what would you do?
Oh, okay,
Now,
yeah.
I'm just kind of curious. I want to curious. I got to put you in the scenario here, and I want answers from both points of view.
Sure.
Because this is about a parentless passenger, and then parents on
Okay.
an airplane.
Sure.
Okay. Now, a guy bought an airplane ticket and realized after he boarded that he was in the middle seat, separate a family. Now, he offered to change seats with the father, but the dad didn't want to give up his aisle seat.
Okay, so there's like a family of 3, and he's
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, and so he's plopped in the center.
Yeah. Okay. So he's like, do you
He's
want
in
to
B,
sit?
and mom and dad are in A and C, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And obviously the baby's on mom's lap, right?
Sure.
So now this baby was crying nonstop.
Right.
Nonstop. And the guy's like, hey, can we switch seats?
Right.
To the dad. And this, now granted, this is only like a 2-hour flight, but as a non-parent, who cannot easily tune out, the sounds of a crying baby.
Sure.
That's like saying it was like only 2 hours underwater.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like
that's not the same. Like parent ears versus like,
I gotta say,
child ears.
I gotta say, if I'm this dad, I'm acting like that's not my kid either.
Dude, hold on, because no, you say that.
I got the rest of my life to deal with that.
Yeah.
Not this 2 hours.
Well, dude, I'm sorry. After spending 2 hours, I mean, he's basically part of the family. But better fucking include him in the next Christmas card.
Nah,
fuck that shit.
I would act like I didn't know any of them.
No, okay, so the passenger said you're gonna like this because we know who the dad is.
Apparently.
Yeah. So, but the passenger said he stuck his talking about the dad. He stuck his headphones in, ate an entire pack of Haribo.
This guy was on his own little vacation.
And didn't talk to her for the entire 2-hour flight to the mom.
This is the only first class ticket in coach.
Yeah, exactly. All I can think of is like, you know what, that piece of shit. I hope they were the sugar-free ones, the sugar-free gummy bears, and like Renee talking about
shit.
Yeah. but no, he was living his best life. Just headphones in, gummy bears.
Yeah.
That's the real Mile High Club,
Yeah.
or Smile High Club, rather, I should say.
I look at this and I'm like, I understand what he should have done, and I also understand what he did. Because I hope that the way out there, I hope the wife got a little bit of a reprieve to where baby's on my lap, you act like you don't know me.
Well, no. However, like other people were defending the dad, thinking that he might have just been like keeping quiet for the passenger's benefit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
This is what they said. They're like, some people tried to defend their parents' actions. Some people are quite frightened about flying and use different coping mechanisms. Headphones on, pretending you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
He was pretending he's somewhere else. Just
can I tell you like
he was fucking his college girlfriend in his head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or he was pulling out in his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I tell you real quick? Like the one time I've been on the flight with kids, I remember Lindsay she read all about what you're supposed to do, the plan and all that, but she forgot
what to expect when you're expecting.
But she forgot that she's awful at flying. And the thing is, I didn't know if I was. I hadn't been on enough planes. But as we took off, I realized pretty quickly she's awful at flying because our plan was to like program the kids. Right when the takeoff happened, we looked over and they looked at us to understand what to do because it's kind of scary. And I was just like, isn't this fun? This is such a good time. We're having a great time. Don't look at mom. We're having an awesome time. Because Lindsay was over there trying to do the same thing, but she looked like she was like the Exorcist.
I don't know why, but
isn't this fun? This is so fun.
I was thinking of like Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
She was trying to match my energy, but I was like, don't look at mom. It's not gonna help. She thinks there's a fucking gremlin on the wing.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to say like, I feel like we're really they're honing in on the dad.
Yeah.
Right. Which is fine.
She could have just hot potatoed that kid.
Well, also, I think everyone is missing out on like the other part of the story. Why did the fucking mom switch seats? Because she wanted that window seat? Because I mean, it's presumed that like he had the aisle, mom had the, and the dude was in the middle, and then she had the window. Yeah. Like, so clearly she's a cunt too. You know what I mean?
I get why everyone did everything here. I feel bad for Malcolm. This is like, but everyone else, everyone else is, I get it. It's not right. It's not fine. But also, what seat are you in?
Fair enough. Yeah,
I would put the armrest down too. I'd be like, and sure. I'd hit on the chick across the high, like this fucking guy, man. Him and his wife and kid. You want to go to the bathroom?
Breastfeeding, huh?
Yeah.
Freshen up my coffee.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a catfish for you.
Oh, okay.
All right, and again, I want you to make sure you can guess the theme here. Okay. All right. Number 1. Man identified in police lineup discovered to be an innocent doppelganger. Spends weekend in jail.
Okay.
Number 2. Woman rode motorbike naked, got fingered in the street, and punched a blind man. Number 3. Indian parents claim that their polydactyl daughter is a reincarnation of Shiva. Set up a Patreon account.
Aren't all daughters polydactyl unless they aren't? And then I think
polydactyl means extra fingers.
So she has more than 5.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, so that's what it looks like.
Okay, so she would have. All right.
Think of a polydactyl cat, Hemingway cats.
That's what they mean. Like what?
Polydactyl.
They have an extra. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought that meant they had thumbs, so I thought like we were polydactyls
No.
for having thumbs.
No. Polydactyl means extra fingers.
So we have an extra thumb. Okay. All right. And the second one, what was
Okay,
a
so
Mardi
that's-
Gras story or what, what the
Just
fuck
read 'em
happened?
again. I read them again.
All right.
Number 1, man identified in police lineup discovered to be innocent doppelganger, spends weekend in jail. Number 2, woman rode motorbike naked, got fingered in the street, and punched a blind man. Number 3, Indian parents claim that their polydactyl daughter is a reincarnation of Shiva. Set up Patreon account.
All right. I can 100% see all
You
of
going
these.
to?
Going to? Okay. Here's the thing. The first one, it's like there's not enough zhuzh in it that it makes me think that it is the thing, and it's totally a believable thing but that would be my first line of defense. Be like, I am fucking Hugh Jackman's stuntman, and he rapes people all the time. So, like, let it be known, Hugh Jackman rapes people. You guys,
That's
like,
not true.
like there was a guy
He's
that
been
was.
married to the same old
You've
haggard,
seen her.
The old haggards. Dude,
Yeah, that's how he stays married.
yeah.
It's awful. So very believable. Step one. And even in the Prestige, there was the fake Hugh Jackman.
Stop and Google Hugh Jackman's wife.
It's
And
jarring.
then the only thing is that, like, her standalone is, whatever, lady.
Yeah,
But Hugh Jackman.
I know. No, she's a 9, but he's an 87. I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So the second one, what happened in this Tarantino movie? So, like, she rode a motorbike. She
Woman
fingered
rode
a guy.
motorbike naked, got fingered in the street, and punched a blind man.
Got fingered in the street, punched a blind man. That's so specific. I don't know how you could have made that one up, unless you were genius is the word, just grabbing strange things that happen. The third one feels oddly racist because
It's not racist.
I've seen the Doctor Strange where they go into the mirror realm. They all have too many fingers. I'm gonna go number 2. Number 2. Number 3.
Number 3, okay. So I will
I'm
say,
going number 2 because
dude,
it's like
like,
it's a movie I want to see.
well, no, over in India, because they anything born out of the ordinary are considered deities. Like if
That's a good system. We do that with Instagram.
yeah,
Dude, I've seen some dogs and cats where if they were at the shelter, I'd go get them immediately.
yeah,
Like
for
that
sure.
dog with the short back one that looks like a gargoyle. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
That thing
do,
is a
I do.
monster.
Man, I am not really happy with you guys right now. So in December 2017, a woman had been jailed after she punched a blind man and was caught in the middle of a sex act in the street. Natasha Claus, 36, was described as a mess by the
Santa's
judge.
daughter?
Yeah, was described as a mess by the judge after she turned up to court 4 hours late to be handed a 13-month prison sentence. The judge revealed that she had also been caught riding through town naked on a motorbike. She pleaded guilty, outraging public decency after she was caught in the middle of a sex act. The judge said there was no doubt for money. The prosecutor, John Upton, said that she was spotted being fingered by a man on July 29th this year.
This is a Grand Theft Auto mission.
Yeah, a woman with two. She's a mother with 2 children, or I'm sorry, I misspoke. A mother with 2 children asked her to stop getting fingered, and she responded by threatening to punch her. The prosecutor said she has a habit of befriending vulnerable men and then taking advantage of them. One of those who was kicking her out of his flat, obviously this is over in English.
Sure.
She attacked him, and because he's registered as blind, he couldn't tell if it was a palm or a fist. But the defense said that she was addicted to inhaling butane gas. Which
This is like Jill the stripper.
the judge also made reference to a further incident where she said, I had the impression there was some sort of reference to her riding around on a motorbike with no clothes on, but that has nothing to do with the charges today. He told her, you are a mess. Your life is a mess. This whole situation is awful.
Your tits were a gander.
Asunder. She was jailed for 3 months for the assault on the blind man, 2 months for the attack on the police officer, 2 months for being racist to one of the police officers, and 1 month for outraging public decency, and another month for abusing the woman who asked to stop her from the sex act.
Yeah. So, what a dish.
What a fuck, dude! I'm not kidding you. When I saw this headline, I was like, yeah, all right. You know, I was like, is this daily world news where the truth doesn't matter? I thought it was fucking satire. It was so bananas. I am frustrated you guys got that because I felt like the other ones were believable.
Yeah, it sounds like a cheeky binder.
Yeah. All right, I'll allow it. So, so I think that's Catfishing 101, guys.
Yeah, that's
episode 101. Thank you very much, and don't forget to tell your friends about us. You know, give us a like on Facebook, give us a subscribe on YouTube, share it with your friends.
It's true because I don't know where to go from here, but I am addicted to drinking and also like just saying dumb shit on camera. So if you appreciate this, share us with a friend. It's really it's a good message.
And also, if you want, we've got something coming down the pipe for our Patreon members.
Yeah.
And so if you want to get in on that, we're hoping to get it out for a little Christmas present for everyone.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I'm Adam.
Punch a blind man, Riley.
Bunch of blind man Riley, I guess.
My name's Jake. Hope she's out on bail. Honestly, she's sitting there like she sounds better than a Netflix series. Just like,
Dude, they need to follow her.
Yeah, it's like she sounds fun. Like,
I think we slept on the fact that she got even charged for being racist towards a cop.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't she?
I think she's a lot of the wrong pounds over there. So,
All right, later, boners.
Met me at a very strange time.
I didn't think you guys were going to do that. I thought you guys were going to go with the other, honestly, one of the other two. Because it was just too, like, I thought it was one of those, like, you clearly were having fun and made this one up. You know what I mean? Because it's so fucking bananas.
Don't ever underestimate your audience there, buddy.
Yeah.
oh, that thing? You know, that thing crossed my mind.
I'm going to fuck it. For the Patreon.
Honestly, it's weirder if you don't.
I don't know about that.
I do.
Quality control.
Yeah.
Control.
It'd be really funny to like buy a dinner first and like sit there. It's like, oh, is it a red wine? You know?
All right, guys. If this next episode gets 2 likes.